Good morning, students. This is your English class, class 11. This is poem 2 from your book Hornbill. The name of the poem is The Laburnum Top, and it is composed by Ted Hughes. This is part 3 of the video, and in this class we are going to discuss literary devices used in the poem, along with the textbook question answers and bifurcation of marks for exams. Let's discuss the literary devices used in the poem first. First one is alliteration. As we can see here in the first example, September sunlight, "sir" sound has been repeated. In the second example, tree trembles, "t" sound has been repeated. So these are the examples of alliteration. The second poetic device used in the poem is simile, and the example is sleek as a lizard. Having made sure that she is safe and secure, the goldfinch cautiously sneaks into the thickness of the tree, just as a lizard nimbly passes through a narrow slit. Let's discuss the next poetic device used in the poem now, that is metaphor. And the example from the poem is engine of a family. Here, the tree is the scene of the bird's family's activity. It trembles and thrills, just like the whirring of an engine in motion creates vibrations. The poet does not say that the tree is like an engine. He presents tree as an engine itself. So, this is an example of metaphor. The second example of metaphor is she enters the thickness and a machine starts up. Here, the noise created by the movement of the birds is compared to the machine's noise. The next poetic device used in the poem is personification. And the example from the poem is the whole tree trembles and thrills. Here, the tree has been personified. The next poetic device is transferred epithet. Transferred epithet is an adjective which is not used with the noun it qualifies, but with another noun. Let's see the example here. Barred face identity mask. The string flower clusters of the laburnum tree hang like bars and partially cover the bird. The goldfinch typically has yellow bands or bars on its face or wings, which help in its identification. The next literary device is symbol. A symbol is an object which represents or stands for another object. And its examples from the poem are laburnum top, yellow September, leaves yellowing, and goldfinch. Let's take up the first example first. Laburnum top. Laburnum top is symbol of peace and serenity, which is an integral part of nature. The second example is yellow September, leaves yellowing. It's symbolic of autumn and passing age, which brings in its wake decay and loneliness. Now let's have a look on the third example, that is goldfinch. Goldfinch is symbolic of energy, enthusiasm and liveliness. Now let's take up the commentary on important lines and phrases taken from the poem. First one is leaves yellowing, all its seeds fallen. The expression creates an image of decay and deterioration. With the onset of the autumn season, leaves become yellow and dried seeds of the laburnum tree fall. The autumn season in man's life is marked with similar decay and deterioration. Let's take up the next line from the poem. A suddenness, a startlement at a branch end. The arrival of the mother bird with food in its beak creates a sudden and startling commotion in the tree. The mother sits on the branch end with a twitching chirrup, cautiously picking up her ears at any sudden or startling sound. The next important line from the poem is, a machine starts up. The expression refers to the commotion created in the silent tree when the goldfinch starts feeding its young ones. There is blended noise of their chirruping and flapping of wings as the baby birds vie with one another to get their mother's attention and food. Often, such a commotion is created by machines when they are operated. The next important expression is, she strokes it full. The expression refers to the goldfinch feeding her young ones to their fill. Just as coal is fed into the fireplace of a steam engine, the goldfinch feeds her young ones till their hunger is satisfied. The next is identity mask. The bird surfaces from the thick cover of laburnum flowers. The characteristic bars on its face or wings are a mark of her identity. The next one is eerie, delicate whistle. The expression refers to the gentle and soft sound made by the goldfinch. Having accomplished her task of feeding her young ones, there is a feeling of motherly satisfaction as expressed by the soft whistle before she flies in the sky. Let's take up the next important line from the poem. And the laburnum subsides to empty. The poet creates an image of lifelessness, emptiness, hollowness, and seclusion. The laburnum tree, which is abuzz with activity with the arrival of the goldfinch, returns to its silence once the bird departs. Let's discuss the bifurcation of marks first. Type 1. Reference to context questions. These are one-line answer type questions, and each question is of 1 mark. The second type of questions are short answer type questions, and the word limit for these answers is 30 to 40 words each. Let's understand the bifurcation of marks now. These questions will be of 2 marks each. 1 mark is for content and 1 mark is for expression. Now we are going to discuss the textbook question answers. Question 1. What do you notice about the beginning and the ending of the poem? Students, you can use the following key points to write your own answers. At the beginning and the ending of the poem, the laburnum tree was standing still and silent. Question 2. To what is the bird's movement compared? What is the basis for the comparison? You can use the following key points to write your own answers. The bird's movement is compared to that of a lizard because she was abrupt, sleek and alert. The comparison has been drawn because the goldfinch makes her moves cautiously as she enters the thickness of the tree where she has built her nest. Question 3. Why is the image of the engine evoked by the poet? You can write your own answer using the following key points. The bird is compared to the engine as she is the feeder of her family. As a machine cannot work without an engine, her family can't last without her. And the image of the engine captures the flutter, commotion and noise created by the bird. Question 4. What do you like most about the poem? You can write your own answer using the following key points. The poem is captivating because of a vivid presentation of the sights, sounds and colors around the laburnum tree. It also captures different moods of the nature. The chirpings of the young ones of the goldfinch beautifully balance the silence of the laburnum tree. The motherly care of the mother goldfinch is beautifully depicted. Question 5. What does the phrase "her barred face identity mask" mean? You can write your own answer using the following key points. It means that the bird's face became her identity and symbol of recognition.